Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're one of those people that's really serious about thinking about getting into the Turo game, okay, the Turo rental game, then I have a bank that you may want to check out. And the reason is with this here bank, they do not penalize you for putting your car on Turo. And what I mean by that is like with some of your major banks and your credit unions, when you buy a car, if you put it on Turo, they can actually call the contract. That's right. They can actually cancel the contract. And what they do is like from time to time, they'll check and verify that you have insurance, right? And so when they verify that you still have insurance on the vehicle, when the insurance report back that you have like a large amount of miles and stuff, they can actually pull your contract for that. So I want you all to be careful. That's the reason why if you're going to be on Turo, you should not be trying to finance a car unless you're actually dealing with a bank that knows exactly what you're doing. Because with some banks, if they find out that you're putting that car on Turo, what it does, because of the depreciation value, they will end up canceling your contract, okay? And you can't even have gap insurance. That's right. So that way, if you're in an accident and that vehicle total, you do not have gap insurance to qualify for that. That's the reason I tell people that when you're getting into the Toro game, you have to have like commercial insurance. That's the best insurance. And in terms of like when it comes to loans and stuff, it's always better to get either a 0% credit card, and I'll tell you some of the easiest credit cards you can get, or be able to get a loan with a bank that actually will allow you to do it. That being said, let's talk about some of the easiest places that you should start at. The first is America First Credit Union, okay? And the reason why they're one of the easiest is because they actually support Turo loans. Okay, they would actually support giving you a loan. Now, here's another thing about it that I like about them is because they will use an Experian FICO 9 in order to help you qualify. So that means that if you have authorized users, if you have rental payment history, if you have utilities, if you have subscriptions reporting on your credit file, they will accept that in order for it to boost up your credit score. All right. So that's the reason why I'm telling you this. This is one of the easiest credit unions, especially when you're trying to get into Turo. All right. Another place, if you're trying to get like multiple vehicles and trying to get into the Turo game, then you may want to also look at Car Putty. Okay. And so with Car Putty, they give you like a blanket, almost like a blanket. You can qualify for like a blanket loan sheet. Okay. And so with that blanket loan sheet, you're able to get like multiple cars and stuff like that. Right. Now, you also have, if you have like 10 or more cars, there's a lender out there called United Leasing Financial. Okay. If you have 10 or more cars, they would actually work with you. Now, with them, here's their thing. You have to have at least a credit score of at least 675. You have to be in the Turo business for at least two years, okay? And it's 10 plus vehicles, all right? And I'll tell you another thing about America First. If you have high inquiries, they'll still work with you. So where I always talk about you having inquiries of 6 to 8, you're in the danger zone. Well, with America First Credit Union, if you have over that 8 inquiries, they still will approve you. Plus, that one inquiry from that Experian pool, you can also apply for a credit card as well as a line of credit. So that's how you can actually get $50,000 out of them. Now, another one, financial institution you may want to check out. Oh, I forgot to tell you how to join. All right, my bad on that. So the easiest way to join, they have these different PTAs. They have Utah PTA, Arizona PTA. Those are like some of your easier options to join. Okay. Then you can also, they have in California, it's called the Children's Museum at La Habra, okay, in Southern California. So you can join through them by joining the museum. It's like $10 and stuff, like for the PTA as well. And then when you join, then that's when you are able to get into the credit union. All right. Now, I know that people have in the past, they've used Bank of America, applied for multiple cars through Bank of America. However, many people that have done that, they made the mistake and they did it with their actual personal credit instead of using under the business, because with Bank of America, they will let you have multiple cars, okay? Most of the time, they're going to pull your Experian for that car loan. Sometimes they'll pull your TransUnion, but most of the time, they're going to pull your Experian, all right? Now, another one that people was targeting to do the Turo and stuff like that is with Capital One. So Capital One, but again, you have to be very careful, because when you're using these cars for Turo, you definitely don't want to do that. How I would do this, if I don't have the greatest credit, if I don't know I'm less than a 700 credit score, then if I'm going to do it, I would probably apply for a credit card or a loan. And then I would go over to like places like Car Parts or Facebook Marketplace or someplace like that, and see what's the best cash deal I can negotiate to get those type of cars and stuff. One of the things that a lot of people, they find themselves, especially in a climate like we are, a lot of people losing their jobs and stuff, and they can't afford to rent cars. They're canceling vacations, you know, because they'd rather pay their rent than go on vacation, which I would, you know. So with that being said, what ends up happening, a lot of people have gotten expensive cars, or they may have gotten electric vehicles and stuff like that that depreciated a lot, okay? And so these cars are them depreciating a lot, and you putting a lot of miles on it. Again, this can open up the door for you getting your car repossessed, all right? And so with the banks, they are sitting on a lot of repossessed vehicles. So that's the reason I would tell you, I would not finance a car to put it on Turo, okay? If you can avoid it, I would not do that. I would actually go after the loan and get the money and then negotiate a cash price in order to get the vehicles. Now, there's another credit card that's 0% interest for 18 months that you may want to check out to do this. It's a business credit card. That's with Edward Jones Investments. Okay, so with Edward Jones Investments, all you do is open up an investment account, and then you apply for their business credit card. And the reason why is because they use Elon Financial. Okay, and so it's going to be a pull on your. It's going to be a pull on your FICO 9 scoring. Okay, that's the reason. Now, if you are a member of U.S. Bank, this is one thing that I like about U.S. Bank, is because like with your credit cards, especially like with your business credit cards, okay, they will give you liquidation checks or convenience checks where you can transfer the balance of that credit card over to your personal checking account and then go out and buy that car. Okay, so you have multiple options when trying to get into the Turo game. That probably would be the best option with just getting the loan and actually negotiating the cash price. Because one, you already have the vehicle goes paid out. Plus, if you already own the vehicle, if you needed another loan, you can actually use that vehicle to actually get a loan from it, like through Best Egg. Best Egg will actually give you a loan with a vehicle with equity in it. So that would be an option for you, and you don't have to have perfect credit in order to do that. All right. So I hope this video helped you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.